Hey there, welcome back. In this video, we learn about how we can prepare an interactive dashboard for spotting words. So, in this dashboard, you can see we have the multiple interactive fields that links to our data source. These fields are year, month, and the country. So, as soon as we click on it, you can see our data is further filtered out. So you can use the drill in and drill up concept by simply clicking these interactive fields. On the right hand side, you can see we have the multiple options or visualization techniques that is actually representing our data values. The first one, you can see the percentage of sales per category that is shown up here. Then you can see the percentage of sales per month, and you can also see the percentage of sales per country, and the highlighted percentage is uh, highlighted with different color codes. On the above right hand side, you can see some summary statistic values related to the dataset. The first one is the total revenue, that is representing the overall sum of all the revenues of different manufacturers. Then you can see the specific manufacturer revenue, that is R in this case, as well as you can see further two statistic values that is linked to the particular year to date revenue and the last year to date revenue. And the very next, you can see category wise percentage share variance for each of the categories, and you can also see the overall sale variance for year to date and its percentage value and its unit value as well. Bottom of this summary stat, you can see the unit sales per manufacturer, and the highlighted uh, those sales that are higher for the rest of the manufacturer is highlighted with a different color code. Then you can see the R manufacturer market share for each of the days wise, and you can also see the segment wise sales count. So let's see how we can make or prepare this dashboard in Excel. So let's get started. Okay, so as a first step, you need to prepare your data before making the dashboard. So the first step, we are first importing and cleaning the data set. So these are the steps that you need to follow. The first one, move to the data tab and open the CSV file. In this case, our data is available in the CSV file. Click this load to button, and then click this radio button, create connection, and add this file into data model, and then simply click OK, and that's it. Now repeat the same step for the rest of the CSV files. So if you click this load button instead load to button, you can view your data as well in the tabular form, but I don't want in this stage, so I'm just deleting this value, but I need actually only the connections and adding our data into the data model. That's it. Now simply click OK. Alright, so let's repeat the same step for the other CSV file. In this case, the sales. Simply click this import, and then I'm not gonna click the load button. In this case, I'm click the transform button. The reason is I need to add some column or data, like we need to combine or merge these two columns, that is country and zip, that was actually required for making the relationship. So simply follow these steps, click this add column tab, and then click the merge column and type here country zip in this case, and then simply click OK, and you can see right hand side country zip column is now have been added. Now move to the home tab and click close and load to, and click this radio button, create connections only, and to add data model, and then simply click OK. That's it. Okay, so as the last step, click again the CSV file, in this case the location, and click this transform data. File is now open. Now again we need some preparation step. In this case I don't want the district column, So let's remove it, and I want to combine the country and zip column again. In this case, click add column, merge column, and type the column header name, that is the country zip in this case, and then click OK. That's it. Okay, so you can see the column is added. Simply click close and load to, and create connections only, and add this data into data models. That's fine. Alright, so all the CSV files are now have been added in our Excel worksheet using the connections only field, and all these files also link to the data models. So as a next step, we need to add the relationship between these four worksheets. So to make the relationship, move to the Power Pivot tab and click this Manage button. And here you can see all the four worksheets have been added in our data models. Click this diagram view, and now we need to create a relationship. And for creating the relationship, simply use your mouse clicking and dropping the mouse left button to create the relations like this, and make a connection between manufacturer ID, and now you can see the whole connection is linked between these four worksheet or the table. You can also check out the link that is mentioned in this slide for further learning about Excel data models relationship and the calculated column fields. Okay, so the next thing is adding the product hierarchy. That is a very useful concept in this case, that is actually used to drill up and drill down in your pivot table. So let's see how we can create it. So simply click this hierarchy button and rename it as simply remove the one and the hierarchy, and this is the product hierarchy. Okay, so now simply drag and drop the headers into that specific hierarchy values like this. So each of these header instead of the product ID are added in the product hierarchy field. You can also learn about hierarchies in Excel data model by simply clicking on this link. Okay, the next step is to add in the calendar, because you can see on the sales table we have our date headers, and to further categorize or add in more control in our data, we are going to add the calendar table in our data models. So let's see how we can create it. So for creating the calendar table, click this data view button again, and then move to the design tab, and under the date table click this new button, and as soon as you click on it, the calendar table worksheet is now added into the data model field, and it will also give you some most of the other field values that was really useful in this case, and it is automatically pick the date values as prescribed or used in the table. Now you can see under the diagram view calendar worksheet is shown. So now we need to create the relationship between the calendar worksheet table as well. So simply click and drop the mouse left button to create or make the relationship. That's it. Okay, so as a next step, we are going to add some escalated measures in our uh, data models. So how we can actually create the escalated measures. So here are some examples, and you can also check the link for further learning resources. So DAX function is the header in this case. So let's see, we want to measure the total unit, so we are actually using the sum function here, and we are using the sum function for calculating the total sales, and for counting the total location for distinct count function is used for sales uh, worksheet under the country zip ID. Okay, so the next function is the calculate function that is used to find the total number of units for a specific manufacturer, that is universal in this case, And the next function is the logical and the divide function that was used to find the percentage units market share for particular manufacturer, that is universal again in this case. And these two measures are again used for finding the sales value instead of the unit values. Okay, so in this slide we are going to learn about how we can hide the multiple or duplicated categories that was not required at the end client tool. So we can do it by simply right clicking the particular field value and click this hide from the client tool, because all these fields are actually no longer required for the analysis purpose, and these are actually used for creating the relationship between these worksheets or the tables, right? So we can also hide this manufacturer ID as well, and we are also hiding all these headers, because we have already calculate some of the stats splitted measures that is or that was actually used in our analysis for the goods dashboard. So let's hide all these from the client tool. Also, let's hide this country zip code that is actually not required for this case as well. So the next thing after completing all these steps is to create a pivot table, and let's do some analysis. So click this pivot table and pivot table from the data models, and then click OK, and you can see the pivot table is shown, and right hand side you can see the pivot table fields, and in this pivot table field you can see all the tables that was import or add into the data model, and here are the some field values that was now used for creating the or for analysis the data values. Okay, so this is the dashboard theme color code scheme that was used for visualizing or designing the data values, and this is the background design for our dashboard. So let's see how we can make it.